Are you a teacher? Or maybe you'd like to be one. Are you sure? What about those classrooms? You know, like this one. Or maybe the classroom that looks like this. And aren't they full of students who act like this? So what do? Do you get upset? You don't have to. I want to introduce to you a behavior management method called whole brain teaching. Well, you ask, what is whole brain teaching? By definition, whole brain teaching is a method that integrates an effective classroom management system with learning approaches that tap the way your brain learns best. It was designed by a California educator named Chris Biffle. Chris has taught philosophy for over 40 years at California colleges. He realized that to teach effectively, you had to teach to the whole brain, utilizing many different methods that spoke to all parts of how children learn. And his book, Whole Brain Teaching for Challenging Kids, outlines this method to a T. Let's start with Chris's rules of the classroom. Rule 1 is to follow directions quickly. Here, we're looking to save as much time as possible for true learning in the classroom. All the rules kind of go along with that. Like Rule 2, raise your hand for permission to speak. Again, we're seeking to minimize distractions in the classroom by asking each child, before they have something to say, to raise their hand. Rule 3 is similar in that it's raise your hand for permission to leave your seat. There's no bigger distraction in the classroom than students getting up and down, coming to sharpen pencils, asking to go to the bathroom. Students just need to raise their hand before they get up. Rule number 4, and rule number 5, as you'll see in a second. Rule number 4 is make smart choices. Both these rules are designed as catch-alls because not every classroom issue falls neatly into a box. Rule number 5 is keep your dear teacher happy. You see, most behavior management issues that don't fall neatly into a box certainly fall into this one. Next, in his book, Chris outlines some strategies that can be helpful in managing your classroom. The first, which you'll use thousands of times over the course of a year, is class yes. You, the instructor, say class. Your classroom of students says yes. However you say it, they say it the same way back to you. So your students, once you've said class, they say yes. If you say class, class, they say yes, yes. Classity, class, yesity, yes. This gets all students focused on what's going on up front. The next strategy Chris instigates is called Teach OK. The way that this works is you work in short 30-second lessons where you, the instructor, teach a short bit of information, say OK, and the students teach it to each other. Sort of like this. They turn 90 degrees, use broad and bold gestures, and share with their neighbor what they've just learned from you, the teacher. Get it? Teach, okay. Again, this is something that you use over and over in the whole brain classroom. To make this work, you as the teacher have to be incredibly prepared. Flying by the seat of your pants or shooting from the hip certainly does not work in the whole brain teaching classroom. The fundamental of classroom behavior management is the scoreboard, where you, the teacher, get points and the students get points. If they do something well together, they get a point. If they do something that you don't like together, the teacher gets a point. One of the higher scoreboard levels is called the Super Improver, where every student is challenged to meet and then exceed their own personal goals that you and they have set for themselves. Whole brain teaching does a fantastic job preparing our students for standardized tests, such as the AZ Merit here in Arizona. Classrooms that are following the whole brain teaching method are encouraged to spend at least 10 minutes a day preparing students to take these exams. Time should be spent on both mathematics as well as writing. The whole brain teaching method works to combat things like bullies in the classroom and unruly students. There's no time for these kinds of behaviors in our whole brain teaching classroom. There's only time for learning. There's so much more about whole brain teaching that I don't have time to explain here. Chris has uploaded tons and tons, hours of videos onto YouTube and onto his website, www